Welcome to Living in Indiana. My name's Evan Deal, and today we are going to click into the map and look all around Westfield, Indiana. Show you some of the hot spots, some of the communities, where the real estate is booming, and give you everything you need to know before moving to Westfield, Indiana. But before we dive into that, be sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so that you stay up to date on everything happening within Indianapolis. And on this channel, we dive into all the communities, not just Westfield, but all over the north side of Indianapolis and beyond. So be sure to stay in the know, hit all the buttons, and let's dive into the video. All right, let's look at Westfield on the map, where it sits relative to the city and the other suburbs north of Indianapolis. So here you can see Indianapolis, the Circle City. You got 465 going around the city. And if we zoom in on the north side, you've got Hamilton County up here. We have Carmel, Fishers, Noblesville, and here's Westfield. So you have 465 going around the city. You have 31, the highway coming up north, and that'll take you through Carmel and into Westfield. And if we look at Westfield, you can see it right here, fully outlined here in Google, and pretty much have a plus sign of highways going through Westfield. You've got a 31 that we mentioned before and 32 going east and west, which is Main Street in downtown Westfield. So within the city, one of the major points of interest is Grand Park Sports Campus. So we talked about this in our pros and cons video for Westfield. But this is one of the major highlights and unique features of the area. It's just an enormous complex. I mean, you can see it here. Just fields galore. Baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields, indoor facilities, outdoor facilities. It is really tremendous. There's nothing else quite like it in Indiana. It's one of the biggest in the nation, actually, for youth sports. So it's pretty sparse around it. There's actually plenty of open land. There's still plenty of farmland throughout Westfield, as well as new housing going up. You can see the high school is right off of 181st, just to the southeast of Grand Park. So as I mentioned in an earlier video, we have about 2,800 people attend at Westfield High School. You have the middle school right next to it. And this is sort of the big culturally defining feature of Westfield is the massive sports campus and the huge sports culture here. So you actually have quite a few golf clubs throughout Westfield. You have Bridgewater Club, you have Woodwind Golf Club, you have Pebblebrook, Chatham Hills. It's really across Hamilton County. You'll see plenty of golfing opportunities, and that's true of the whole Indianapolis area as well. But definitely you see it on the north side, and Westfield is no exception to that. It really fits right into the sporting culture. So within Westfield, there's a ton of nature opportunities as well. The biggest one is the Cool Creek Park Nature Center, which is in southern Westfield, just north of Carmel. And it's really great. There's places to play. There's places, trails to go through. There's water. There's really anything you could look for in a nature center. It's a big one, and it's really beautiful. There's tall, mature trees everywhere. Just a great place to escape and kind of get out of the city, get out into nature. So as I mentioned in our pros and cons video, you have downtown Westfield. It's still kind of under construction, so I can give you an idea of what it looks like. Let's jump into street view, actually. So you can see orange cones definitely all over the place right now. Westfield's still finding its full cultural identity, still defining what that downtown looks like. So you see a lot of new buildings popping up. These apartments over here are actually mostly done at this point, and they look really good. But you have some of the historic charm here in downtown Westfield, but it's a lot smaller than what you see in Carmel or Fishers. And the population of Westfield is basically half of those places, but it's growing. It's growing significantly. So with that, you're going to see the downtown here grow over time as that population continues to expand. So in looking at the main arteries of Westfield, as I mentioned earlier, you have 31 as the highway coming up north from Carmel and from Indianapolis. And then you have 32 coming across east and west, and that's going to link you in Westfield to Noblesville on the east and Boone County out west, which is where Lebanon is, where Zionsville is. But pretty simple system. All the communities are really laid out well across Westfield. It's very easy to get around, and a lot of the areas are still rural and in development. So there's not as much traffic as you'll experience in some of the more densely populated areas. It's very easy to navigate Westfield. All right, let's dive into some of the homes in and around Westfield, get a look at the real estate scene. So you can see there's all sorts of communities really all the way across Westfield. And you see some of the more higher price property being closer to Carmel and some of the amenities that Carmel provides. As I mentioned, the infrastructure of Westfield is still developing over time, and so you'll see that depending on where houses are located throughout Westfield is vastly going to change their price point. But in general, the price point's a lot higher in Westfield than it is throughout the rest of Indianapolis. It's much more commensurate with the other cities within Hamilton County, which tend to be higher priced homes than the sort of 250,000 or so median you see in Marion County and Indianapolis and some of the other suburbs. But in Westfield, you're looking at more 320 and up from a housing standpoint, and it really depends on the community. So let's dive into one of the communities closest to Carmel on the southern side, and you can see we're looking at 600s, 700s, and this is pretty common for the area. So let's dive into one. We have subdivision is Harmony. You have a newer build here. You can see, like I mentioned before, there's tons of newer builds to be had within Westfield. There's buildings going up all over the place. So whereas Carmel is very much developed at this point, there's much more limited new construction. That's not the case in Westfield. There's tons of land in Westfield, and you see lots of movement in the real estate market there. Lots of people wanting to move to the area, and home prices are commensurate with that. So you can see, very, very nice looking homes in general, a lot of newer ones throughout Westfield. So let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at some of the different areas. We're looking in the 400s, 500s, 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 700s, 500s. You can see the prices are elevated over, some of the houses south of Hamilton County, in Marion County, in Indianapolis proper. There are some more affordable areas of Westfield. Here we have 200s, 300s. So let's dive into some of these. Oh, that's actually a duplex. So you can see the duplexes, even 260,000. So Westfield, definitely a higher price point area, and I would expect that to continue with all the new construction going up there as more people are moving out that way. There are some higher end communities as well. Let's dive into one here. We have this is Chatham Hills. It's one of the golf communities in Westfield. So you can see newer home, lots of greenery, lots of availability. So there are different communities built for different purposes throughout Westfield, where depending on which pocket you're in, you could be closer to Grand Park, you could be closer to Cool Creek, you could be closer to downtown, you could be closer to some of the golfing or greenery. It really just depends. But you can see really across the whole area, you're looking in the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 range for the majority of the houses in Westfield. And the real estate market up here is very active. On the eastern side, closer to Noblesville, you do see some more affordable price homes for the area. So you're looking at 310K, 325, 264, 271. But it all comes out to that median in the mid 300s range. So that's a very quick high-level overview of the real estate market in Westfield. It is definitely booming at this time. And if you're interested at looking at any homes in there, just let me know. I'd love to show you some of the communities there, whether it's Viking Meadows or Bent Creek or wherever you're looking up in Westfield. Let me know. We'd love to show it to you. All right, let's run down some of the fast stats for Westfield, Indiana. Westfield's population is currently around 57,000 people and it continues growing. So while it's a little over half the size of Carmel and Fishers, expect that to continue growing in the future. The growth rate is around 6 to 7% annually. So Westfield has been Indiana's fastest growing city among places with 5,000 plus residents multiple years running, quadrupling from just over 9,000 people in 2000. It's growing fast. And local residents still say it's got that small town soul. Westfield, Washington schools are in the top 15 in the state according to state rankings and have a 98% graduation rate and tons of STEM accolades. The median home price is well over $300,000, as I mentioned earlier in this video, and it continues to climb as the demand for Westfield increases. The median household income in Westfield is $117,000. That's as of 2022, which is up 10%. Average household income actually hits $159,000, which is significantly above the average for other areas in Indiana. And some of the top luxury communities within Westfield include Bridgewater. The median listings are at about $769,000. There's golf course living, private club, country club vibes. There's Chatham Hills. There are custom homes there. A lot of them exceed $1 million. Wooded lots. There's golf course, and definitely got a rural luxury film. It's like a hidden gem within Westfield. And that's it for our map exploration of Westfield. Be sure to stay tuned to this channel for more Westfield content and all sorts of content exploring Indianapolis's north side as well as the city as a whole. We love diving into all of these communities, bringing you some of the highlights and taking you deeper into each and every one of them because there is something special about all of them. I'm Evan Deal. This is Living in Indianapolis, Indiana. On your way out, be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so that you can stay in touch with us and see everything that's happening around Indianapolis. We can't wait to see you in the next one.